wild. Would you be surprised if I told you there are actually different kinds of killer whales? Scientists refer to them as ecotypes. They live in different habitats, they have different body types, and they even pursue different kinds of food. While killer whale ecotypes are different, they're also considered members of one species, or Sinus orca. One of the questions we ask all the time is how big does a killer whale grow to be? Well, that answer depends on which ecotype you're talking about. Is it a 16-foot female in Iceland or a 30-foot male in Antarctica? Let's take a closer look.
The remarkable thing about killer whales, no matter which type, is that they are found throughout our global ocean, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and literally everywhere in between. They are found in so many different habitats and depend on such a variety of marine life for survival that killer whales are more intertwined with the fate of our ocean than any other marine animal. Truly, these awesome animals are the living symbol of our ocean, representing so much more than their own species.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for our killer whale family. Okay, let's check out some of your great questions. Here we go. So many people wonder about our trainers. In fact, raise your hand if you've ever wanted to be an animal trainer. Wow, that's a lot. Then you should meet our team of dedicated trainers who interact with our family of whales every day.
On the main stage, once again, I'm Emily. We have Vicky, Amy, and Katie.
Our trainers are so passionate about what they do here every day. And that reminds me of another one of your great questions. Here it is. Do the trainers talk to the whales? I'll let you answer that one, Emily.
That is a really great question. We may not talk to the whales like you and I talk to each other, but we have taught them different hand signals that allow us to be able to communicate with them. Our ongoing communication is a really important part of building a strong relationship with these whales. Because of the relationships we have, we're able to answer important questions through research.
Here at Seaworld, we have a unique opportunity to conduct research about killer whales, asking important questions that can only be answered in a setting like this. So much of what we learn here is being used to help killer whales in the wild. Of course, there are other questions that can only be explored by studying whales in the ocean. By exploring questions both at Seaworld and in the wild, our combined research gives all of us a better understanding of killer whales and the places they live.
And that's what I call working together. Research flowing in both directions, from our park to the wild and back again. That way everyone benefits. Okay, let's do another question. Oh, perfect! This individual wonders why whales jump, and I just happen to have that emoji. Look! Killer whales communicate a lot of different ways. Sometimes they vocalize, and sometimes they use their bodies. A jump like that is called a breach. Top of the water. When a whale uses their body to slap the water, it creates a commotion both above and below the surface. This could be to show their excitement, display a little power, or even to get the attention of other whales. Some of you may have heard about Kalia's calf, Amaya. Our Seaworld social media fans actually helped us name her. Here at Seaworld, we watch newborn cows rely on their mothers for everything, from the very first moment of birth.
As a calf grows and gains some independence, it is looked after by other whales in the pod too. They help the mother protect the calf, teach it survival skills, and show the calf how to romp and play. Killer whales live in family-like groups known as pods. Like human families, their pods can range in size from just a handful of whales up to a few dozen.
Oh, here's another one of those really important questions. Does having a killer whale breeding program at Seaworld help whales in the wild? Absolutely! Our successful breeding program helps us understand the developmental needs of pregnant mothers, newborn calves, and young killer whales. This is critical information because that is the time when killer whales are most vulnerable in the wild. Gaining this kind of knowledge is only possible through the research we're able to do right here at Seaworld.
Recently, Seaworld worked with researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to help them develop a model for identifying when a killer whale is pregnant by looking at aerial images of the animal in the wild. Prior to this cooperative effort, where Seaworld provided direct, unparalleled access to our pregnant whales, researchers had no solid way of knowing whether or not a female in the wild was carrying a calf.
Wow, now that's a lot of questions. Believe it or not, we get them every day.
We sure do. Killer whales communicate using all sorts of sounds. Let's listen. Each pod has their own unique dialect, their own set of calls, but don't forget to use body language too.
Sometimes they will bubble, bump into each other, or even scratch each other with their teeth, causing rake marks. These are the multi-line marks that you may see on the skin of some dolphins and killer whales. This is just one of the ways these animals display dominance over one another during social interactions, both in the wild and here at Seaworld. We've just learned how killer whales communicate using body language and vocalizations. Do you remember how we communicate with them? That's right, with signals. Here at Seaworld, we communicate with our whales, and we want the next generation to be able to do the same.
Now this is my very favorite part of the show. It's time for two of our new friends. We have James and Daniela, and they get the opportunity to communicate with Shuga and Orchid. Okay guys, let's see that first hand signal. Ooh, it looks like James getting a little wet, and Daniela's waving hello to Orchid. Great job, guys. And here is Orchid and Daniela's sister circle. And it looks like James and Sugar are doing the same thing. Awesome. Well, to help you guys remember the special moment that you had with Sugar and Orchid, we want to give you two of these whale tail necklaces. Once again, let's hear it for James and Daniela.
It looks like we have some future animal treatment in our hands. Come on, don't you think they did a great job? Awesome! Oh, here's another one of those great questions. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us give you a peek at how much we care for these extraordinary animals. Hey, Emily, are the trainers ready?
We sure are. The training you're about to see is actually how we take care of the whales. Now once the whales learn to off their tail foods, just like you're seeing Orchid do, we're actually able to get blood samples from them. We can take those blood samples and check to make sure that the whales are healthy, and we even check other things like if the whales are pregnant and other things like that. Now the slide-out behavior that you're about to see right out on the main stage, although it's a great photo opportunity, it's also how we weigh the whales. Now we have a giant killer whale scale in one of our back pools. We slide the whales out onto it each and every week, just like Ulysses is doing. Now with that large scale, we're able to weigh the whales every week to make sure that our calves are growing and that our adult whales are maintaining the healthy weight. Now the high energy behaviors that you're about to see, like fast swims, side breaches, and even a back dive like orchids can do, are behaviors that the whales do both in the wild as well as here at Seaworld. So we're gonna watch orchid do a small jump in the corner and get those cameras ready in the center of the pool. Now these high energy behaviors help to ensure that the whales get the exercise they need each and every day.
I know our guests may also wonder, how much does a killer whale need to eat every day to stay healthy?
Well, just like you and me, each whale has different dietary needs. Orchid here, who's a full-grown adult female, she's 27 years old, eats about 130 pounds of fish each and every day. Whereas Ulysses, who's a full-grown adult male, eats a little bit more. He gets right around 160 pounds. But regardless of what the whales do each and every day, we make sure to ensure that they get all of their food.
Because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat at different stages throughout their life, researchers in the field can use that information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And that kind of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physicals from veterinarians aren't all our whales need. Their well-being is important to us. We want to make sure that their minds are stimulated and enriched too. If you look at the screens right now, you'll see our whales playing with different types of toys or environmental enrichment. They have fun playing with these different toys. We'll even put things like kelp in the water that they really seem to enjoy. We'll give them jello, ice cubes, and even a nice back rub. Now if you look down at the glass, you'll see Bronwyn hanging out with Shuka on her left-hand side. She's having fun building that relationship with her. Out on the main stage, you'll see Mike and Ulysses. Now he has that hose out. Like I said, whales like to be touched, and so he's holding them down. He really seems to be enjoying that. Now with all the toys and games to provide, the best enrichment still seems to be interactions with the other whales, and of course our team of experienced trainers.
Okay, how about a question for all the kids out there? I know you all want to know, who would win if the killer whale squared off with a great white shark? How many of you think the shark would win? Raise your hands. Okay, now how many of you think the killer whale would win? That's right, the killer whale. You see, a shark hunts alone, while a killer whale hunts with a pod of killer whales. So it's not even a competition. Killer whales have even been known to hunt blue whales. Do you know how big blue whales are? At over 80 feet, they're the largest animal ever to exist on our planet. But killer whales can hunt these two animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a group to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. We can learn a lot from them about how to overcome the challenges our ocean faces. In fact, if we collaborate like the killer whales, we could change the fate of the ocean and maybe even the world. Awesome, we've got some more questions. These are some really common questions that always come in. Here we go, first one. Why do some dorsal fins curve? That's a great question. You see, dorsal fins don't have any skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage, to support their height and weight. They're made completely of connective tissue. If the animal spends more time at the surface of the water, the tissue in the fin may weaken, and the fin may start to bend. We occasionally see curved dorsal fins in the wild and here at Seaworld. Next question. How fast can they swim? Well, depending on their body weight, some killer whales can reach close to 30 miles an hour. Check it out. Not bad, right? Next question. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tails, or flukes as they're called, are really strong and can fling a whole lot of water about halfway up these stands. Last question. If all the whales splash all at once, could they get the whole audience wet? Well, maybe not the whole audience.
That was great.